Alright guys, as you can see from the title, I will be doing a full movement guide, but I'm going to give you guys some settings first of all. So if you run Blockstrap, there are some flag settings in order to get like pretty much just better things like less input delay, less ping, more FPS. There is also some very broken ones that increase your crit range. I mean, you can literally go from anything with flags from Blockstrap, but I'm not going to be going too detailed into that. Anyways, what the build I'm going to be running is 40 kendo and 25 speed. I do recommend having flash fake out because that's a very good move to get behind the opponent. And I'm using kendo because I want to show how dashing is actually very, very good and how you can get behind opponents very clearly, and Black Claw is very good for that as well. I'm using crescent relief in order to release posture, but it just matters what build you're on. And anyways, let's just get straight into the 1v1s. Quick thing I forgot to mention, if you want the most graphics, if you don't have a Blockstrap, first of all, turn on low graphics mode. Next, you can disable true Bankai lighting. Scroll down a bit. Turn off camera shake. Make sure this is off because this is horrible. Turn off shadows. It just improves your FPS a lot. Also, potato PC saver if your PC isn't that good. And then effect detail can do it all the way to 0. But since I'm recording a video, I'm going to have all of these pretty much on max. That's all I'm going to be bothering you with. Let's just go. So movement is basically breaking down into 3 parts: blocking and parrying, dashing, and also countering people. And also you can catch their flash up, which is something that I do here. But pretty much when you start off the video, he is at a good distance right here. So this is why I use Flower Passage, because he's not too far from me. And he uses his dash very, very early. So this is perfect. So he only has his flash up and he can only parry or flash up away. Right here, he parries me. Gets super, it was a good parry. Anyways, he eviscerates me, and I try to counter him with my crit, but my crit doesn't go that far. And right here, he uses flash step. When you see someone use flash step, you always want to delayed crossing after. I used it before, but I got pretty lucky that he flashed up, because delayed crossing is insane for catching these flash steps and pretty much ruining their whole movement and knocking them off their little posture, I guess you could say. Because now he has no flash up. All you can do is parry and normal dash. And right here, I go for a Black Claw and try to go behind him, because if he normally blocks it, then I can still go through that block since Black Claw is not 360 blockable. He gets a very, very good parry here. And then I see that he uses his Flower Passage. And I try to dash, as you guys can see. My original plan was to dash behind him and then try to get like a Rising Swallow off, but the normal dodge used it first, so that means my dash wasn't perfect enough. But I was not hit by the actual move, so that's very good. I see him use his delayed crossings. So what I do in that situation is, first of all, I block, or I dash, I block, and then I'm like, he's using delayed crossings. So then I flash step to try to flash step out of there, and then block after, just in case the flash step doesn't dodge it normally. Right here, then I try to go for a counter by using a crit, but he parries it again. And then he gets me with a good move right here. Good low combo. I block his flash fake out. And then I M1 immediately. That's very important, because he might have used a move, which he did. He used his crit right here. But I M1'd in order to cancel it. And then I parried both of those moves. Used Crescent Relief because, I mean, he just didn't expect it. I got pretty lucky. Straight into Zero. I missed the Zero. But right here, I saw him at a great distance. And I saw him that he was, right, like, he's probably going to use a move here. So I used Containment. And that pretty much guarantees a true combo for me. But I used my crit because I didn't want to risk anything. And he does parry it because I was too late. Parry that. Another parry trade. Feint my M1. I'm pretty sure I feinted my M1. Yeah, I feint my M1 here. So he goes for the block, as you guys can see. Feint the M1. And then he blocks it. He tries to block it, but he gets a parry because my acid thing. So he parries that, but when he was trying to block it. But right after the feint, I go for a normal M1, and then he's caught off guard. Right here, I catch him with a very, very lucky Flower Passage. That's because I dashed back, and he was going to expect me to like play a little bit more passive, but I was just going to try to trick him here. I hit him, and I cancel his flash step and his normal dodge. That's very important. What I do here is I hit him with a bisection, because I'll break this down to you. This is canceled. He used a normal dash right here if you didn't see it. Let's go a little bit slower. Right here, he used a normal dash, so he had nothing. So he could only parry. And he used his block. So I go for bisection because he can't do anything about it. Straight into delayed crossings. He could have blocked it, but he didn't block it in this situation. Right here, I go straight into a flash fake out because I wanted to knock him off his balance and go for another hit. and then he just uses a bad delayed crossings here. And then in this situation, I see him. He's perfect range for Black Claw. I can get behind him and hit him. And if he uses a move here, then he's cooked. He uses a crit. He's cooked. Then I go straight for a crit again because he's in a bad situation here. I mean, he just got hit by Black Claw and I'm behind him. So he's gonna try to parry the next move. His parry goes wrong, and then I get him with the guard break. But the thing is, if he didn't do anything about it, and he like canceled it for some reason, I was gonna dash behind him and then hit him with a rising swallow. After that rising swallow, I tried to hit him with the Sarah grab, but the Sarah grab does not connect. Here, I just catch his eviscerate with my crit because the crit range is insanely huge. And something that I like to do is I like to use the acid spit when they're really close, because usually they'll try to flash step out of it, but it never works. So unless they hold block, it never works. And then I try to distract him with my phantom trick. And then from here, I just stay on him, keep the pressure on him, because I know that he's low, because we were fighting for a bit. And then I just make sure I'm confusing him, make sure going around him, and then I'm just cooking him here, and he loses the game. Now moving on to the clips, which is probably why you're still here. Anyways, first things first, what I do with this guy. I parry his flower passage, and then I M1 him, just because if he was going to use a move, easy. I can cancel it just by an M1. Then I go for a crescent relief because I'm pretty sure he wasn't expecting it, and he didn't, but he did flash step the other way. Eviscerate, I knew it was too far, and then once he moved that, he used his dash here, and like I said, again, I like using my acid when they're really close because they don't expect it, and then I hit him with that with a good hit, but he was too far for me to use Sarah grab or anything, so I hit him with a Black Claw, fast, good range, and it's true after the acid grab. Straight here, I'm behind him, again, he's going to try to block it or parry it because he has no dodge, and I already know that, so I hit him with my crit. And then straight after my crit, even if I hit him with my crit or not, I was going to go Sarah grab either way. Because a lot of people like to stop blocking after they dodge it or something. I get him with my hit, and I knew he was going to hit the border. So I dashed forward a little bit, and then made sure to flash fake out to get behind him. The border's pretty much bugged a little bit, but he tried to get out, but I was already landing my bisection. Because if he tried to do a move, bisection was already going to be there. And I knew that, he's not going to perfect dodge. I knew he was going to immediately dodge. So I could hit him with a bisection very easily here. And then here, I got a very, very lucky catch. I'm not going to lie, this was extremely lucky. And then I go for a crit again. And then from here, flash fake out because I have good distance. I'm going to close that distance and keep the aggression on him. And he goes for a Mortal Ties, but Mortal Ties isn't going to be fast enough. And this is the 180 dodge that literally all of the pros do. Since I've been, like, frying him, he's going to just want to try to get out. But the thing is, I'm going to dash behind him. He's going to try to block, as you guys can see that. But since I'm behind him, the Rising Swallow is going to go through his block, and I'm going to hit him with a complete true combo. And, I mean, he's got fried here. Now, for this clip, I'm going to be showing you pretty much when he uses Flash Fang. I know I can counter him at the end, but I had good distance. So what I decided to do is use Flash Fake Out. Go behind him. Make sure you use it after the move is over. And, like, pretty much time it perfectly, or else you're just gonna get hit by the move, and your stuff is gonna get canceled. But after I do hit him with my flash fake out here, I go straight into rising or delayed crossings because I knew that he was gonna dash backwards. Boom. I saw him cancel his move, and from there, just try to get behind him again. Literally, the strat is to get behind him every time. And then right here, I use my acid. Like I told you, I like using it very close. And what I was planning to do, since he was going to be ragdolled, I was going to acid grab him. But it didn't freaking ragdoll them because he had his hyper armor M1. But I still did the acid grab because you can't really, like, think after. You got to do it immediately or else the ragdoll will end. And thankfully, he stopped blocking because he couldn't see any of my animations. And boom. Just got another free hit off. Alright, so for this 1v1, I'm going to just go ahead and try to show you everything and explain everything while I'm fighting him. So you'll see what I mean by side dashes and everything. So, first of all, I'm going to start. I usually like waiting for their dash. Once they run out of their dashes, that's when I'll go ahead and do my flower passage and then feint my M1. Right here, you saw that side dash. Another feint right here. He wasted his dash. If I would have hit him with my crit, then I could have probably black clawed. But you just want to chill. Go behind him when you see that move. Go behind him again with the flash fake out. And then you just want to keep mixing him up right there until you're into this neutral state again. And then you just want to kind of refresh right here. You see, I saw him use his dash, but he got me with the lucky zero right there. I should have probably avoided it more with the flower passage. Go here, go for him one, go behind him again, and then follow up with my crit, hopefully get a guard break. Once I see that guard break, or if I see an open area, as you can see right there, I didn't hit him immediately. I just waited a bit. Went for my crit. Like, your M1s are literally gonna be like your best friend in this game, bro. Block that, go for my crit, feints, and then you saw that side dash right there. I side dashed, and I got and he used like his crit like dumbly. So if that's even a word, but he used his crit in a bad situation, and he had end lag, so I could hit a riding swallow fully. So let's see, flash step. You never want to cancel your flash step. If you're flash stepping like this, if you right click, it cancels your flash step, by the way. So like this. You want to do that, because then you're just going to be put in bad situations. Especially if you have your side dashes used already. Then you're just cooked. So, in this neutral state right here, he gets me with a move. I block that. M1. Go for my crit. You always want to delay your crit, because they're going to automatically parry and expect something. You see, I did that double feint, but my crit was on cooldown, so kind of wasted it. And then, Black Claw is also a very good move to feint. But with that move, you just want to bait them out. This usually works more on comp players, because they actually know what Black Claw feint looks like. And then the other players just do whatever they want. And that was extremely lucky. I don't know how he is. But I'll show you how to use Black Claw feint right here. Let me turn on my hero. Make sure you always turn on your hero. Feint the Black Claw, go straight into my crit. Yeah, if he like knew what I was doing right there, he probably would have blocked, and then I could have side dashed behind him. And since he already would have wasted his block, then you could hit him with a cheeky rising swallow. Alright, so now let's actually lock in. First, oh, that was a very, very good parry by him. Parry that. Go straight into my Zero. Nice. He used that very bad position. He hit me with that side dash, and he tried to counter me. But whenever you miss that, like, Hakuto moves, bro, you always want to punish them, because they have such, like, crazy end lag. Like, Confliction is actually horrible if you miss it. But let's just move on to the next one.